Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is a special video because I'm going to show decks that I've been using uh, around a 2 year time period. I haven't made a video like this in a long time. When I first started YouTube, I um, got into the TarotTube community and it was like the best thing. Love I love making videos and I am a tarot enthusiast. I was then, I am still. Um, if I were to tell my past self that I wouldn't read nearly as frequently, I would be shocked. But I still read frequently, but back then it was like I would eat and breathe tarot. It would be continuous, and I do read frequently still. Um, Life has taken me this way and that way, so I've been going with the ebb and flow, and um, I'm happy to make this video because it is really special and I felt a lot of support, and I just have a lot of appreciation for the tarot community, um, because it was one of the best feelings and things that I've done, um, and super grateful that I still keep in touch with a lot of my tarot friends, and our lives have changed too. I have been dedicating more time to um, more my career path. I still love reading, and I sometimes read for clients still. Um, so I'll see where that path goes. But I've been continuing my education, finished some things. I'm in a new course now. So I just felt like this would be a good time, and hopefully the intro wasn't nearly as long as my other ones because I know how long I could go with this. It's an odd number of 7 today, and I have shown this deck many, many, many times, mainly on my other channel because it's like the main deck that I've been using. And it's in this bag. There's technically a button that I have on it, but I don't really button it that much because um, I just quickly put the button on, so maybe if I secure it more, but I reach for it frequently, so honestly, I'm fine. And that's probably not a good um, excuse to have a habit like that, but I'm okay. So, oh, already just taking everything out. So this is the box, the Glory to Ukraine Tarot. I have this thing where I have a tendency of either liking decks that have a lot going on with the imagery in terms of like it being busier, which is not a bad thing, especially for me, um, or more subdued, and maybe having one main image and then you go off of that image and the interpretation goes from there. It kind of gives you your own adventure or journey. I do really associate reading with the art of storytelling and really making it your own. One of my favorite things that I really love to do is watch how other readers read the decks. And it could be different decks. And um, I especially love when I hear an interpretation and I see uh, the way that the card is portrayed, and it just um, makes it so invigorating in a way to hear another way of reading. And it could branch off of different systems of tarot, but when a person makes a deck and makes it the way that their mind is interpreting certain things, um, then it makes it um, an experience for sure. And you just put that in your interpretation arsenal. And then when the time comes, you might think of that meaning again. And it brings the story into like another dimension or another like avenue or a path, like a choose your own adventure, which it is because every reading is different and you'll pull the cards and um, it'll be like no other. So I'm just holding it without the cover, but it says Glory to Ukraine Tarot. Glory to Ukraine is an old Ukrainian greeting which is customary responded with Glory to the Heroes. The deck was created in Kiev bomb shelters in March 2022, just during the shelling by Russian troops. The deck shows us Ukraine through the eyes of the artist. It touches upon the long history, the culture and traditions of the Ukrainian people, which is famous places, and of course talks about the present, about the events and the participants in the War of Independence. So I got this off of Etsy, and the publisher is Pentagram Publishing, artwork by Sestri Feldman. I know that there's another deck with that artist. So I did see it on the shop, and I was actually thinking I was going to get a second deck of this one because I use it so frequently. And it depends with my decks on how used I would like them, because if I use them pretty often, then like at some point I'm like, damn it, I don't want it to be like super, super, super used. Um, but I actually saw another deck that is from Pentagram Publishing, and I ended up getting that one instead. And even at the bottom, it says made in Ukraine. And so there's a couple decks out. I chose this one because, well, to put in this video, I was trying not to just like grab literally everything that I have out. I'm a very like put it out there person, like just put it on the table or put it somewhere where I'll see it. So I end up using it. Um, I know that's not everyone's decor choice, but I like having certain things out, so I invest time in it. Um, the little white book or little blue and yellow book, it has the meanings. It can tell you the um, area. Um, the other side of the booklet is in Ukrainian, which is also fun to read too. It gets it helps me with my reading, and I do really like the cultural significance of the deck. So it'll talk about certain things here too, and some of it is truly unique, of course, to the experiences, which makes the deck really alive and exciting to use. And I think that's one of the takeaways for busier decks for me. And I say busier in the kindest way because I do like to go for busy decks. Um, because my mind is just, you know. Oh, and I didn't realize this until today when I was like kind of putting stuff places in my room, and I was doing like this. There's this handshake from Haunted Hotel. It's an animated series, and it's like one person does like wait, Sheeman, and then hold on, Sheeman, and then Demon, and always be scheming. And I always wanted to have like when it a specific handshake with somebody. So I thought that was um, something that I would mention. So these are the cards. And there are cards that are striking too. And again, with the symbolism, I just love when a deck is really tailored and customized to a person and how they're wanting to portray a card. And you'll still end up seeing the system of whatever um, they're branching off of. This is one of my favorite Ten of Cups. And I haven't um, had another deck that I've used nearly as much as this one, so I figured I would mention it first. And historically, this one is associated with a famine. And you don't have to go off of specifics, but when you're in a reading, you have different avenues in your brain of how you're linking it to maybe the type of message that you're giving, and um, the card, again, depending on the deck, it could take you in so many directions. Or it you might focus more on the way that you read, and it might be more of an internal to external experience. So that was the first one. I do like that letter too here. The next deck that I'll talk about is going to be the Mysteries of Mary Tarot, and I it also surprised me with bringing up more angel and like maybe more um I am non-denominational, but more like maybe Christian based because I've been doing a lot of Ukrainian readings, and I'm sorry, I was feeling like I had to burp. And I did want it to be as accessible as I could make it. So I decided to pull out more of like angel decks and more maybe approachable decks to make the readings a little more comfortable in case, people aren't used to having readings and I don't want to just like blast them with like intense images, but I do tend to have that tendency of tend to have that tendency. I tend to do that in general. Um, I was talking to two of my friends and it was special too because all three of my friends because two was on the phone and then one I messaged her um, and I was talking. So I'll just mention. So my best friend that I met at the first apartment that I lived in, we were talking, and she was saying that like sometimes I might take people off guard because um I have been getting like I don't show a lot of emotion or um maybe I'm pretty chill and then sometimes I would say something that's like, whoa, Adrian, that's wild. So I think it could be one of those situations. And then a technician that I still keep in touch with, and we hit each other up here and there because she's living her life and she has her son now. So it's exciting, and I'm happy we still keep in touch. And then another one is a tarot reader, and um, I'm sure we'll keep in touch too. So, hello to everybody. And now with this deck, it was nice. Well, it's a nice gesture because I received the book to go with this. You could buy the book. Um, and the creator of this deck was so kind enough to send me that. And this was the earlier printing when it was on Etsy. And I'm really happy for her because this deck is in a museum in Italy. I'm not sure which one it is, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with like Catholicism or Christianity. Um, if it's not a specific one, it might be Christianity. So um, it was nice, and we were friendly before, so thank you so much. When I saw this deck, it was like one of those I really um, love the direction of where she took the artwork because it was again her own. These are the this is the back of the card. Oh, and for the Glory to Ukraine Tarot, it has sunflowers with the significance of sunflowers for Ukraine. And I love the imagery of this deck. Not a card specifically, although I do enjoy the cards, but the way that she does her artwork, it intrigues me. And I do like the soft energy. I've been watching more psychology videos because I've been working with a psychologist in Ukraine, and she sends me some links, and I try to watch and read the stuff that she sends. So, and I've been watching a couple myself. There's this one video that I thought was really interesting. A couple of videos, a lot of them I felt were interesting. And it's a unique experience for me because I haven't really worked a lot with others that are in the medical field that I'm in. So I do like these deck sizes too because I do like shuffling larger decks, and I like the ones that like are the standard size. And I love the color choices. Sometimes the colors are warm and sometimes they pop. Next is the I believe it's the Universal Folk Tarot. Crazy thing because I actually have two copies of this deck. So this one's Portuguese yarn, at least the main color, and then I really wanted to try that. And then this is hand spun yarn that I got from uh, when I was on the East Coast and I went to, it wasn't technically a fiber festival, it was like a historical festival, and the guild, the fiber guild that I was in, a lot of them were going to that, and one of them had their own booth. Well, a couple of them had their own booths, and I just really wanted to get one of the hand spuns, and so I do enjoy it, and I really wanted to try the Retrosario Brusca yarn by Rosa Pomar, and it has a specific feeling to it. It almost feels like cold, but I actually found that yarn when because sometimes, especially on the East Coast, I would find different yarn shops, and I traveled to go to that yarn shop because I don't know, it was just the journey of that day. Um, and it was outside of New York, and it was funny because I was there for like a couple hours, and they were already, um, I was already like getting the jokes because one of them was like, I mean, look at Adrian, she's buying yarn and she's moving, and I'm like, that's true, that's completely valid to say. So I did get some yarn. It is on the pricier side, and for the amount that you get, I'm not saying that it's not worth the price. Um, but I try to like get yarn on sale, um, or I go by specific brands usually that are pretty cost effective when I add it all up, especially when I'm making a garment, but I didn't make a garment with it. So maybe down the line, I did want to make a garment with this yarn because I do enjoy it and I enjoy the other yarn too. So I have, it's already 26 minutes in. I'm so sorry. But this is the back. I do really like this cardstock. I just feel like this is a cardstock that withstands heavy shuffling. And I'm a person that like really likes my decks shuffle. And I might do like flip throughs of decks. I think I'm gonna try to get a flash drive for my laptop because I don't really I don't have any more space on my cloud, and I have so many pictures and so much stuff on my phone, and it's literally me like taking 30 pictures of the same thing, and then now I'm just like, but what if like I use that picture at some point, and I'm like, Adrian, just because usually what happens is like when I start to run out of space, I just update my phone, and I haven't updated my phone recently, so um because I wanted to make more like baking and cooking videos, probably mainly Ukrainian, um but there's other stuff too, and it's just been fun to do. So that's another thing that I like to use my lab training for and job experience. So with this deck, I just love the imagery. I'm sorry, there's a hair. So it's one of those decks that I just take a lot from. Again, with the different things going on in the cards, I feel like in my brain, at least something's gonna stand out at some point. Um, because my brain is like chaos, and then I am a human tornado, and I'm just, it kind of goes hand in hand with me, and I hope it doesn't come off as a bad way because it's like in the best way for me. I love the different animals. I actually took out my Native American decks, and I might do a video on it at some point, but not all of them. And I did gift one of the decks, the one of the out of print ones. It was what, the round deck. It's stars. I'm so sorry, but um, I'm happy that I had the deck. But I knew one of my friends was, she really wanted it, and she's also part Native American too. So I was like, this will be something that you'll be able to use, and I did enjoy it while I had it. And I feel like the imagery is, again, well, it's universal. So you see different imagery from like different parts of the world, which is a, a great thing to have. I love the detail that goes into it. Am I a person that likes detail and stuff? It was funny because I was working with one of the technicians that has been working there for a long time when I was at an externship site doing hours, and there was a chart, and like uh it was missing a number. Like it was a chart that had 1 through 20, and it was missing number 7 in the chart. And she was laughing because she's like, no one ever noticed that. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was, well, I think because I was counting, because I was, it was the chart for, that was used for um, deliveries. And I was like double checking, and I was thinking my numbers aren't adding up. And then I look at the numbers on the chart. So that's what happened. It was just a funny experience. So nothing like you're gonna check the um what you're leaving with anyway. And I'm not saying that there isn't an importance for like how you're writing it, but um it was to log what was happening. This is also a interesting experience for me with this deck because at some point I was staying at a hotel for a long period of time, and I accidentally dropped this deck in the parking lot. It had another bag with it, and then I'm happy that somebody returned it to the front desk because I would have been sad. I was like, oh, I hope I get the deck back because decks these days are not cheap. And again, I'm not saying it's not worth the price, but it is an investment, and that was like one of the main things that I was thinking that um, I wish you could kind of test the decks out before purchasing them. Because sometimes when you go into the metaphysical shops, you can see them, like preview them. But other times, like when you're at a bookstore, it's something that you purchase and you open. And I tried to narrow my decks down to a certain amount. And so that's to try to consolidate the stuff for instances when I move, which has been frequently, but I would like to find a place to settle, and it's been a thing with that too. And I feel like I'm going to go to Eastern Europe, and um, it checks off a lot of things that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go there probably next year, and um, I don't think I'll need a visa for that time, but I probably will stay in the area for a longer period of time. So, let's see. And there was this one video where it was saying like um sometimes like when you grew up independent, specifically like if you're uh a girl and then um you do a lot of things on your own and you kind of grow im- like imaginary, balls kind of because you've had to like do a lot of those things and hopefully that wasn't too bad, but sometimes it could give the impression that maybe uh, to the other person that like if they're a guy and it's like you might they might get the impression like, well, she is somebody that it's good to be independent as like your own person, but at the same time it's like um having the different people contribute to the relationship. So sometimes it's like they might feel or get the impression that you might not need to have them in there. And like relationships, it's like they add to your life, but they're not like completing you. Like you're a whole person. And that wasn't like a specific um, reason of why I clicked on that video. It was, it popped up because I watched a lot of those the YouTube shorts, and that was one of them from one of the channels. And hers was specifically about, well, a lot of them were about like the inner child wound, something like that. I'm sorry, I didn't go to school for psychology, so I'm not going to say that I said all those things completely the way. Of course, I didn't say them like in the video, but just to say. And I thought that was really interesting because it gave me like other another perspective on that type of thing. Um, so then I'll go with this one, and I do like the combination of red and black. I do button this one because I keep uh, a rosary that was given to me with this, and I believe this one's from France. And I don't know, like people just give me rosaries. I don't know. And sometimes like when you're out too, like some people that are talking about their religion, they give you pamphlets and stuff, and like I get them pretty often, and I don't know if that's like um getting because of what they feel, because I feel like I get them pretty often. But and my godmother gave me one too recently. I think I said that. And just something. So in this bag, I have the Slavic Legends Tarot. This is another busier deck. I got this from Poland, and I got the one that has the black edges. Um, I do really like the black edges on it. I usually go for like either black or nothing, or like silver. Silver is what I usually go for if it does have some type of gilding on it. But it's one of those like, I don't know, petal texture. I say butter. but I don't think that's like the right thing to say. So I do really love this deck, and it's one of, if the Glory to Ukraine tarot wasn't in this list of decks, I'd probably say the Slavic Legends because I did use this a lot, and I still bring it out. Um, I kind of wanted another copy of this deck. I feel like there might be fluctuations of when it's available, and like you might want to get the one that you're looking for. This came with a case, but I don't keep it in the case because I didn't want to keep opening and closing the box, because I didn't want to damage it. But I love the detail in this deck, and this also goes with some varied cultural aspects and varied deities that you may find. In some types of Slavic spiritualities. I don't know if this is for all the areas, but I did have to sign for this. Well, I didn't get it, but because I did have to sign for it, so I had to go to the um, post office to pick it up, which was weird because I was living in my last apartment, and you're, I don't know if you get a signature because I was like on, well, they no, they usually drop stuff off at the front desk, so maybe it was just protocol that you just go to the front desk to get the stuff if you're not getting a notice. At least for other shipping companies, but not USPS. I do enjoy the reads that this has. So I'll pull a card. So, I have been getting judgment lately. And I have 3 more decks, so I'll quickly go through them. That tin that you heard is my deck, so this is the Earth Fairy Tarot. I do keep this out. And I do get a lot of deep messages from this one. I am still going to make another deck. This one I made within 3 months, and it was just a lot of flowing and not to be rushing through it, but like the ideas just came. And I'm really happy that I have a deck because you're putting together 78 cards, so it is like the thing that takes time to do. They're places, memories, people that are in this deck, um, berries, different imagery that goes into it that is really specific to how I was feeling with the cards and at the time, because a lot of the memories were um, how I knew the world to be, and um, it's still a deck that I do enjoy reading with, and I'm happy that it sticks with me. And I was also talking to, well, I was talking to my best friend, and I was like, I think I'm gonna write kind of like autobiography stuff about myself, because I thought that would be something to do, because I'm constantly thinking like I would like to document it, and I do enjoy writing. So it'll be one of those things um, that'll come up. And maybe I'll be able to, like for another deck, get different card stock and go with like a company. But I'm happy with this. I still have to figure out how, because I would sell them to a local metaphysical shop, but for the actual shop that it's on, like online, I don't really understand certain things about it. So, I'll see. So this one is a specific deck. Well, this is a specific video. Um, but I figured that I would put it in because I have used it, and it's one of those approachable decks that I've been using for my Ukrainian readings. And I forgot to say, this ring is one that I've been trying to find, and I found it like yesterday. And it was in a place that like I felt responsible because I kept it in a place where my other jewelry is, but for some reason I just couldn't find it. Um, because me thinking I have it in any other place but the place that like maybe I would actually put it in. But this is like special to me because it's one of the more expensive jewelry pieces that I got for myself. I got it from the Irish store, and it was on sale. It was still pretty pricey when it was on sale, but I feel like when you go to an Irish store, at least in the US, I'm not sure about other countries, like um, like people would get like Cladith rings. I hope I say it, or Cladith jewelry. I hope I say that correctly, with the heart and the hands and then the crown on top. And then Connemara stone type of jewelry. Um, so this was like one of the ones that were, it was the only one like this one, so I figured I would pick it up. It's a pearl, and I'm really happy I have it. So the next deck that I have is the Angel Tarot, and I know it has a bunch of words on it. Um, it just has Radley Valentine and artwork by Steve A. Roberts on here because back in the day there was a controversy or like there was something that happened. But uh, I I have this deck and I use it. I've never used the book. Like most decks, I'm kind of like okay with just leaving it be, but other decks I feel more drawn to seeing like what is in the book. So this is the back. And I do like the messages in this deck. I feel like they say it in a it's not like an overly positive type of interpretation, but it's like kind of one where it says the meaning, but it takes that like uh it like kind of says it in a more it says it in a different tone to where some might feel like it's a comforting or more comfortable type of interpretation. So I have used this pretty frequently. And there's keywords, and some of it is, well, the different suits there with their elemental associations. And um, one of my favorite interpretations is the Nine of Fire, the Nine of Wands. Don't give up, protect which you've created, have courage, and believe in yourself. So, um, some of the major arcana is worded, or the title is titled differently. So, I don't mind. So, Emperor, Archangel Michael, organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. And at the bottom is 14, balance, temperance, Archangel Zadkiel, the need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for the perfect timing. And then the last deck. Okay, so this one's Knight of Earth, Knight of Pentacles, loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. So this is the Earth Side Divine Tarot. I got this off of Etsy by Ashley Snow. I don't think that this is available anymore. I'm sorry. Um, I just felt like it was the vibe that I was looking for. Like if it was more, um, it's like kind of lighthearted, ethereal, soft, but not necessarily like drawn back. Like it has its own type of energy or vibe that it gives, that it brings to the table. So um, I do appreciate this deck. Aligned to the eternal, captivating light of the soul, I move forward in genuine, inspired action for the blessed earth side road ahead. It might be on her website. I have never gone on her website, ashleysnow.com, or ashley-snow.com. No, it's a dash. That symbol. In Instagram, channeling the Sireness. So this is the back. I do really love this deck. And it's, again, like unique in a way where it has keywords on the cards. And it kind of just reminds me of like um those pictures that would give you the feels, you know what I mean? I've never had a Pinterest. I've never had a, what's the other one? There's another picture thing, but picture type of website. I have an Instagram, and it kind of like reminds me of like the emo days too, because there was a lot of emotion there. Um, they have a different name, but I just feel like with this type of imagery, it gives a lot, and it has like that petal texture that I really like. And I don't know if I said it with the Slavic legends, so um, show a couple more. But when my laptop gets past an hour, sometimes it takes like a lot longer to upload for some reason, so I'm going to not do that. And this. I'm gonna shuffle it the other way, but that's what I chose. King of Swords. So this one says logic, reasoning, truth, educated honesty, head over heart, wisdom. So that those are the keywords that it has for that one. And then it has the Queen of Swords, so counterpart. Um, mental clarity, brutal honesty, maturity, intelligence, intensity. So that was the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. It was definitely a nice blast from the past, and I'll do more tarot videos and um, come up with other things too. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you.